All right, today is the 30th day of May 2025, and it is in our culture to celebrate Biafran Day or Biafran Heroes Day, today being the 30th day. Not only today, every 30th day of May, every year, Biafran Day or Biafran Heroes Day is being celebrated. Now, there's a lot to discuss about Biafra. There is a lot. In fact, throughout the night, I took some time and I was refreshing my mind on some, histories of Biafra, especially what happened before, during, and after the Civil War. Yes, of course, we know the Civil War. Now, just as I said in one of my previous videos, that some of us don't even know why we celebrate this Biafran Day on the 30th day of May. Yes. Now, Ojukwu declared Biafra on the 30th day of May 1967 after going for Aburi with Gowon and then coming back. Gowon did not agree, according to history. Gowon did not agree to what they have agreed to. Yes, so Ojukwu declared Biafra on the 30th day of May 1967. Now, after this, 4 weeks later, after that declaration, the Nigerian troops, yes, stormed Biafra land. And believe in me, that was where or how the war started. Now, there's a lot of things I will love to play for you in this video, but believe in me, YouTube has been taking a lot of those videos down. Yes, last night I know I posted about 2 videos and they took it down. And the articles related to Biafran war. So probably they are not accepting it for now. Oh yes, so forgive me, whatever I'm going to say, I'm just going to say it or probably show you a bit of the clip. All right. So after that declaration, 4 weeks later, the Nigerian troops stormed Biafran land. And that was exactly what, stirred up the Biafran war. Now, I saw a video where Ojukwu say that the war aim of Biafra was to protect our people from being unalived. Yes, from being murdered, from, from stopping these people from committing this genocide.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
Now, after watching this, it is very clear that 1, Ojukwu did not cause the war. 2, Ojukwu was trying to protect his people, that is our people, yes, from killing from the other government. You know what I mean, right? Now, for some people who have believed that, oh, Ojukwu declared Biafra and caused war and this and that, hey, believe in me, it's a very big lie. Now, I'm going to show you the video at the end of this I'm saying, then you understand some things that happened during that Biafran war. Now, the Biafran war actually lasted for 30 months. Yes, it started on the 6th of July, 1967, and it ended on the 15th of January, 1970. Oh yes, where about 3.5 million Biafrans were killed. Now, when I say Biafrans, it's not only Igbos. For those people who believe, oh, Biafrans are Igbos, Enugu, Abia, Imo, Anambra, and Ebonyi. No, the South were, majorly part of the struggle. Oh yes, yes. Of course, we know of Effiong and the rest of them. I wouldn't like to mention in this video for now. Now, after this, a lot of people were killed. About 3.5 million were killed. And then on the 15th of January, it was said that no victor, no vanquish. It means that nobody win and nobody lose. And Gowon came out to tell Biafrans that don't worry, that everything is going to be fine. They are going to fix anything or everything that has spoiled. Well, we are still in that till today.
The so-called rising sun of Biafra is set forever. It will be a great disservice for anyone to continue to use the word Biafra to refer to any part of the East Central state of Nigeria. The tragic chapter of violence is just ended. We are at the dawn of national reconciliation. Once again, we have an opportunity to build a new nation.
Remember also that one of the things that stopped our people, or should I say that set our people back, was the blockage. Yes, the Nigerian government went as far as blocking Cameroon, the only border Biafrans have, to import food. So they went there and blocked it. So no food was coming into Biafran land. So there was a malnutrition, and our people started suffering from kwashiorkor and the rest of the diseases. That is why in some pictures you see about Biafran war, you see our people suffering from kwashiorkor. Oh yes, so that is exactly what happened. And as I said earlier, on the 15th of January 1970, the war came to an end with the term "no victor, no vanquish." Oh yes, so that is exactly what happened. Now, as I said, there's a lot to talk about this. I'm going to leave you in the hands of our dear leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to tell you more history about what happened before, during, and after the Biafran war. So please do well. As I said, today is Biafran Day. If you have gone to work, or if you are home, anywhere you are seeing this video, please do well to say a little prayer for the state of Biafra. Say a little prayer for our heroes, those that were unalived for this struggle. So please do well to watch this history. It's very, very important that you know about what you claim you believe. So please, I beg you, take a little time, watch this video that was done by our dear leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and then you understand some things that has happened. Please watch it.
Did Ojukwu cause any war? Go on is alive, go and ask him. Did Ojukwu cause any war? Ojukwu went and negotiated restructuring with you in Aburi. You came back, Britain told you not to agree because Britain realized that all the component units of Britain knows that if you go back to regionalism, you will have economic growth. The country will do very well. But Britain doesn't want it. That was why they even instigated the Nzogbu coup, so-called Nzogbu coup, saying they will bring Awolowo to become the head of state. They knew what was going to happen. They wanted to truncate the economic miracle of Dr. Michael. But what I'm telling you are fast. Go and investigate for yourself. In the East, you had the fastest growing economy in the whole world, over 40% every year. In the West, Awolowo was performing his own miracle as well. Even in the North, Ahmadu Bello and Tafawa Balewa were doing very well. You had all those massive industries in the North. You even had Alamajiris that were employed in the North, meaningfully employed, gainfully employed. They were all doing very well. Britain said, no, for us to control these people, we need to impoverish them. Let us introduce this war. There was a coup by Nzogbu. And after that, there was the massacre of, as usual, massacre of our people in the North. Ojukwu said, I have to secure my land and my people. They said, no, let's go to Aburi to discuss it. Ojukwu went to Aburi and agreed restructuring. That's something now you're asking for. To tell you how foolish Nigerians are. They're very foolish. That same nonsense you're asking for now was discussed many years ago. Ojukwu sat down in Aburi with Gowon and decided that regionalism was the best way forward. Restructuring, going back to who you were, 1963 Constitution, 1963 Constitution. Be on your own and pay tax to the central government, as they have in America, as they have even in Britain. Britain, you have Scotland that is almost independent. Wales, the same thing. Everybody is free. But Britain doesn't want the same thing they're enjoying to happen in Nigeria. Why? Ask yourself that question. Anybody telling you about one Nigeria is your enemy.
And we must continue on this very plane until we all get what we are asking for. I have not come across any individual who is against freedom. Therefore, what we are asking for as a result of this very important occasion is that we must move forward together as one people, as an indivisible force, in order for us to demand what rightfully belongs to us, which is freedom. Today is a very critical day in the history of our people. We are remembering those who were slaughtered and massacred unjustly by the Nigerian government and, of course, by extension, the British government as well. We are remembering those who died as a result of the unofficial Third World War that took place in our land nearly 54 years ago. And as a result of that, this very day, as we renew this pledge every blessed year, we have sworn to forever remember these people. We must remember them because the Jews do the same. All over the world, people remember their dead. In Rwanda, the same thing happens. And I don't know why there is this, should I say, conspiracy of silence to try to sweep this very important event in our history under the carpet. We lost over 5 million people, the second worst genocide in the history of man, only second to the Jewish Holocaust in Europe. And for some inexplicable reason, the world have decided to keep silent over this very matter. But we are not going to keep silent, not at all. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. We are going to vigorously and relentlessly pursue this very effort to recognize the genocide that was committed against Biafran people, without apologies to anyone. It is a very good thing that before we came on air, I think the Ebonyi State government have now rescinded the threats they issued to all those who were intending to stay at home tomorrow. That is also commendable. It is not very often that I commend people, but I must say that I also commend Governor Willie Obiano, which I don't do very often, for the very critical work that he did today by laying a wreath at the cenotaph that he built for those that fell, for those that made it possible for us to remain alive this very day. I must say this to our people, those who are living, that it is because of the sacrifice of those brave men and women that is the singular reason why we are not suffering the same fate as those of them from the Middle Belt, and to a very limited extent, those of our brothers and brethren from Ududuwa Republic. Why am I saying this? It is only in our land today that we do not have any significant presence of Fulani terrorist organizations in our bushes or in our forests. And why is that the case? Because our fathers taught us how to fight. They fought for Biafra, unaided, unassisted, for over 3 years. We fought the two strongest major powers in the world as at that time, the USSR and Great Britain. Egypt fought against us. The OAU was against us, with the exception of the likes of Julius Nyerere and Hufred Berne of Cote d'Ivoire. We suffered immeasurably. And now, like then, Israel was under attack and they couldn't provide any meaningful help. But we survived it. Not out of our own might, not out of our own power. We survived it because God Almighty in heaven was with us. And this generation have now come to complete the work that those of them of 67 to 1970 started. And we are not going to stop. I want the world to understand me very clearly. We are not going to stop. It doesn't matter what it takes. It doesn't matter how many lives they extinguish. It doesn't matter the genocidal tendencies they bring with them into our land. We are not going to stop. Everybody listening, everybody watching, everybody remotely interested in justice and peace must understand this. Our destination is freedom, and that very place we're heading to is Biafra. And nobody, no soul on this earth can stop us. Instead of Biafra not to come, we all perish. I want our adversaries, our enemies to understand this very, very clearly. We are not going to retreat, not one iota, not 1 inch, because Biafra must come. Because the hatred have continued to this very day. As I'm speaking and addressing all of you right now, they are still arresting, extrajudicially murdering people in our land, people who are alien to our culture, our way of life, our tradition. They are in our land directing their people to slaughter, to kill without mercy. Unfortunately, those we regard as political leaders have connived with these people to ensure the decimation of their own population. That is the type of nonsense we can no longer condone. As you all know, there is no significant Fulani presence in our land because our fathers taught us how to fight. And we are doing so today without apologies to any idiot. We're not going to apologize because we have been apologizing for nearly 50 years. And we have not gotten anywhere in terms of our collective advancement and development in the damnable zoological republic called Nigeria. That is why we must continue what we're doing. And that is why anybody who is remotely interested in the affairs of our people must understand this, that we are determined, doubly determined. 50 years, or should I say 54 years, is a very long time, and 51 years since the end of the war. But now that we have come, or should I say now that God Almighty in heaven has determined that we should come, we are not going to relent. We are not going to do anything whatsoever to jeopardize the sanctity and the holiness of this very mission. We love our people. We love every ethnic nationality that makes up Nigeria as it is presently constituted. We have no hatred towards anybody. We love peace. We love life. We love the progress of other people, but we are in a country where people hate us for no reason, where people despise us for no reason, and we can no longer go on apologizing. And Nigeria as a state, the entire Africa as a continent must acknowledge. The same way they acknowledge the genocide in Rwanda, they must rise up to acknowledge the genocide in Biafra land, or else there will be no peace nor development in the whole of Africa. And I'm not saying it apologetically. I am stating a fact that ought to be forcefully demanded for. And Biafra itself must be restored for those who have come before us, for their sacrifice, for their courage, for their gallantry and their bravery. It is a very good thing today that one of the co-hosts here is our brother Dele, a man that I cherish and I appreciate very much. And also the very excellent work that Mazi is doing. But let us make this thing very, very clear. We are wronged by the Nigerian state, by every ethnic group in Nigeria. I know that my good friend and brother, Obadiah Mailafia, rang me and apologized a while ago for the role that they played in the massacre of Biafran people, the role that they played in aiding and abating a very unlawful invasion of Biafra land, because all Ojukwu asked for was restructuring. The same thing we're arguing for today. Ojukwu went to Aburi to argue for restructuring. Ojukwu did not go to Aburi to declare any state of Biafra. He never went to Aburi to declare any war. Ojukwu went to Aburi so that all of us in Nigeria, including those from the Middle Belt, from the West, everywhere can have freedom. There's something we're asking for today. They twisted the narratives. They changed our history. They turned it upside down. They made us the villain. They tried to demonize our general, a man of peace that went to Aburi in Accra to go and in Ghana to go and negotiate for peace. A peace that Britain prevailed upon Gowon not to implement. But over the years, we've been taught that we are the aggressors. Such nonsense can no longer hold, it can no longer obtain, and that is why, as I said earlier, unapologetically, we are pursuing the freedom of Biafra, and nobody can stop us. Anybody on our path is going to fall, is going to die. Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die, I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians are on this very platform discussing what transpired 54 years ago. Most have tweeted to say, may it not happen again. The only way to ensure that this will not happen again is the existence of a free, sovereign Biafran nation. That is the only panacea, nothing more, nothing less. Before we came here, Ladipo Market was on fire. These vandals and vagabonds are in our land, killing people relentlessly. As I'm talking to you right now, they herded some people from Enugu to God knows where, maybe to go and kill them. And you have governors, you have political leaders, you have those who aspire to high office. They are all there. Nobody's talking, nobody's speaking, because they have a lot to benefit and to gain by us being Fulani slaves. Something that can no longer continue. Something we are not prepared to tolerate. That was something I said rather very fortuitously very many years ago. I said during one of my broadcasts on Radio Biafra that for Nigerians to understand that God is upset with them, that every tribe in Nigeria, every ethnic group in Nigeria will experience what we passed through during the Biafran War, that they too will also become refugees. And today, there are IDP camps everywhere. People that thought they were safe before now are fleeing their homes. The same thing that happened to us between 1967 and 1970. And that is why our appreciation and our thanks for those men and women that fought to keep us safe can never, ever, ever be overestimated. We will continue to appreciate them. We shall continue to honor them. And I thank those who are non-Biafrans. I understand that some people who are Biafrans came on this very platform and trying to play the script of their masters. That same divide and rule by saying there is something called Southeast and South-South. All bunkum. I have said it many times on many forums, on many platforms, that everybody in the East, we are all one people. I don't understand why people are hung up about this divide and rule of Gowon. It was Gowon that created Cross River State. Gowon created River State. Not because he loves the people of the South, not at all, but because he wanted to divide us. And we must rise up. We must rise up to the game of these people and say no to them. Now that Yoruba and Igbo are one, do you see them trying to play that game anymore? Now that Biafra and Oduduwa are one and inseparable, bonded together in one, do you see them playing their stupid games? I don't know why some people will come and say they're from Nigeria, they're from South-South, in order to perpetuate that very division which the Fulanis have cleverly exploited over very many decades and many years. I don't know when we are going to learn. And the sooner we learn, the better for us. I thank all of you once again. And this very effort to recognize the genocide against Biafrans continues until the United Nations and the whole world rise up to this very challenge and acknowledge that a great deal of injustice was done to Biafrans. Tomorrow is our sit at home, complete and utter lockdown everywhere. And as I said earlier, I do commend the governors for coming out and saying that civil servants should not come or should not turn up to work tomorrow. It's a very good thing. We must all be bound together in order to ensure that Nigeria, first of all, takes the blame for what they did. And secondly, that the whole world will rise up to the obligation to the oppressed people and do the very right thing. Once again, I thank you all very much. And my very special thanks to Professor Ejiofor for the very wonderful and sterling work that you're doing, you and your team. Thank you very much. And may Chukwu Kigabe be with all of you. Thank you.
All right. So you have seen it. Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what to think about it. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much. God bless you.